Hello friends, good morning. I am Dr. Mrs. Wag from KTHM College, Nasik, from Department of Statistics. Now, we will study one of the important topic in statistics, that is regression analysis, which is now at TYBSc level, and name of the paper is Introduction to Regression Analysis. All of us have discussed this particular paper at FIBSc level, at SYBSc level in parts. At FIBSc level, we have discussed only a simple linear model, and the regression equation is y minus y bar is equal to byx into the bracket x minus x bar. So, this is the regression equation of y on x, which is used to estimate the values of y for given value of x. Similarly, in the second year, we discuss a multiple linear regression model, which is of the type y minus y bar upon sigma x into R11 plus x1 minus x1 bar upon sigma 1, you can say, plus into R12 plus x2 minus x2 bar upon sigma 2, say R13 is equal to 0. So, this is the regression equation of y on x1 and x2. Here R12, R11, R12 and R13 are the cofactors of matrix, correlation matrix capital R. So, this is regression equation when we have one dependent variable y which depends on two independent variable x, namely x1 and x2. Now, so in this year, now we will doing the same thing in terms of now population quantities. Okay. Now, a simple linear regression model is now y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 plus epsilon, where beta naught and beta 1 are population regression coefficients. So, this is simple linear regression model. Now, we will try to estimate the value of beta naught and beta 1 using method of least squares. Now, here what is the property of epsilon? Epsilon is the error component. This epsilon follows normal distribution with mean 0 and variance sigma square. So, this is your first assumption. Second assumption is that epsilon i's are independent of each other, okay. That is, error component of first value of yi does not depend on error component of second value of yi, okay. So, these are the two main assumptions for this epsilon I. Now, suppose, now we need to estimate, our problem is to estimate beta naught, beta 1 and this sigma square. Our main problem is to estimate this regression coefficients beta naught, beta 1 and variance of the residual sigma square. Now, in order to estimate beta naught and beta 1, we are going to use method of least square method. Suppose xi, yi, I is equal to 1 to n is, we have bivariate data, that is n paired observations. Suppose we have these n paired observations, okay. Now, once we have this, our regression equation is now y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1x plus epsilon. This is our regression equation. So, what is the value of epsilon? Epsilon is equal to y minus beta naught minus beta 1x. Okay. Now, let us write down residual sum of squares is equal to, say, s. Residual sum of squares is equal to s of beta naught and beta 1. Residual sum of square is a function of beta naught and beta 1 is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n epsilon I square. What is epsilon I? epsilon I is the error component, which is obtained by taking the difference between actual value of yi and yi estimate. This yi estimated value is the value obtained by using the equation yi cap is equal to beta naught cap plus beta 1 cap xi. yi cap is equal to beta naught cap plus beta 1 xi. Okay. Now, this s of beta naught and beta 1 are functions of beta naught and beta 1 cap. Therefore, your s of beta naught beta 1 is summation I is equal to 1 to n yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi square. So, this is my equation. Now, what do you mean by method of least square? Method of least square means you need to find the value of beta naught and beta 1 such that summation of yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi bracket square is minimum. Okay. So, this method is called as least square method because error sum of square should be minimum. So, that can be obtained by solving dabba s beta naught beta 1 with respect to beta naught at beta naught cap beta 1 cap is equal to 0, and second is dabba s beta naught beta 1 by dabba beta 1 at beta naught cap and beta 1 cap is equal to 0. So, you have to consider partial derivative of s beta naught beta 1 with respect to beta naught and beta 1 at the point beta naught cap beta 1 cap which is equal to 0. So, these are the estimated values of your regression coefficients using this particular two equations. So, we have two equations and two unknowns. Now, my equation now, what is your s beta naught beta 1? S beta naught beta 1 is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi square. So, if you take derivative of this with respect to beta naught, we have 2 times summation I is equal to 1 to n yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi into coefficient of beta naught is minus 1 is equal to 0, and second equation is 2 times summation 1 to n yi minus beta naught minus beta 1 xi into coefficient of beta 1 is minus xi is equal to 0. Okay. Now, we have 2 equations, and how many unknowns are there? There are 2 unknowns, beta naught and beta 1. So, we will solve these 2 equations simultaneously in order to get the value of beta naught and beta 1 like this. So, here this particular equation gives us, see, here we have 2, here we have minus 1, on the left hand side there is 0. So, you can cancel minus 2 from the left hand side. So, the remaining thing will be summation of yi I is equal to 1 to n minus summation of beta naught I is equal to 1 to n minus summation of beta 1 xi I is equal to 1 to n is equal to 0, and the second equation is summation of xi yi I is equal to 1 to n minus beta naught summation of xi plus minus summation of, you can take beta 1 common, summation of xi square is equal to 0. Okay. Now, summation of xi and summation of yi, we can write it as summation of xi is n times x bar and summation of xi is n times x bar and summation of yi is n times y bar. Since beta naught is constant, we are adding it for n times, therefore this particular term can be written as n times beta naught. So n times y bar minus n times beta naught minus beta 1 into n times x bar, this is equal to 0. This is supposed to be your equation 1. And second equation is summation of xi yi minus beta naught into n into x bar minus beta 1 into summation of xi square. This is the equation number 2. Okay. So these two equations are called as set of normal equations. So we have two equations, two unknowns, we will solve it simultaneously to get the value of beta naught and beta 1. So from this equation, if you try to obtain the value of beta naught, so equation 1 gives beta naught is equal to, equation 1 gives beta naught is equal to y bar minus beta 1, beta naught is equal to y bar minus beta 1 x bar. Okay. And putting this value in equation 2, we have summation of xi yi minus, you can write the value of beta naught here, y bar minus beta 1 x bar into n x bar minus beta 1 summation of xi square. Okay, this is equal to 0. This is equal to 0. So you just combine the terms of beta 1 here. So summation of xi yi minus n times x bar y bar. So here minus into minus is plus, you can take beta 1 common, or let us take minus beta 1 here common. So this will be, if you take minus beta 1 common, minus n x bar square plus summation of xi square is equal to 0. So this gives you summation of xi yi minus n times x bar y bar upon summation of xi square minus n times x bar square is equal to beta 1. So this is the value of beta naught and this is the value of beta 1 as given by the sample quantities when we have n paired observations with us. So with these values of beta naught and beta 1, these are the estimated values of beta naught and beta 1. Therefore, using these two values, we can obtain the estimates of yi cap is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 xi, and for that values of beta naught and beta 1, our error sum of square, that is S beta naught beta 1 will be minimum, and that particular values of yi cap will give rise to our estimated values of yi SID. Okay. So we have learned that the estimates of beta 1 and beta naught are, the most important thing is beta naught is equal to y bar minus beta 1 cap x bar, and second thing is that your beta 1 cap is equal to summation of xi yi minus n times x bar y bar upon summation of xi square minus n times x bar square. And just for convenience, we will write this as, this is equal to Sxy upon Sxx. So this is the value of beta 1 cap. Okay. So beta naught is this and beta 1 cap is this. So these are the estimated values of beta naught and beta 1 as given by method of least squares. Okay. Now When we know beta naught and beta 1, now we will discuss some properties of regression coefficients. Properties of regression coefficients. So these properties are related to unbiasedness of regression coefficients, Then we will find out standard error of regression coefficients, and so on. Standard error. Friends, today we will discuss now the important properties of regression coefficients beta naught and beta 1. All of us know that beta naught is given by y bar minus beta 1 cap x bar, and beta 1 cap is given by sxy upon sxx. So this can be written as summation of xi yi minus n times x bar y bar upon summation of xi square minus n times x bar square. Okay. Now the most important properties of these regression coefficients, the first one is beta naught cap and beta 1 cap are linear combinations of xi and yi, that is sample quantities. Xi, yi we have bivariate, that is n paired observations on variable x and y. Therefore, we have these values of beta naught and beta 1 are the linear combinations of xi, yi. And second property is that beta 1 is an unbiased estimate of beta 1 cap is an unbiased estimate of beta 1, that is population regression coefficient, and variance of beta 1 cap is given by variance of beta 1 cap is equal to sigma square upon sxx, where sigma square is variance of y. Okay. Now we will prove first property number 1. Proof of property number 1. Okay. Now first we will show that beta naught, because your beta 1 depends on beta 1, your beta naught depends on beta 1. So first we will property for beta 1. We will show that beta 1 cap is linear combination of xi, yi. Now let us have the first definition of beta 1 cap. Beta 1 cap is given by summation of xi, yi minus n times x bar y bar upon summation of xi square minus n times x bar square. So we can write it as, see this is, let us call this as sxx, so summation of, can you see this particular term you can treat as constant. So this is equal to summation of say yi, I will write xi minus x bar upon sxx, because if you look at this, summation of xi yi is same as summation of xi into y into xi. Now the second term is n into x bar into y bar. Here the second term is summation of yi into x bar. Now since in this case x bar is constant, you can take outside the summation sign. So if you take summation x bar outside the summation sign, you will get summation of yi, and summation of y is n times y bar. Okay. Now this can be taken as summation of yi into, let us call this is equal to di. And what is di? Where di is equal to xi minus x bar upon sxx. Okay. So these di's are constant for given set. Therefore beta 1 is considered as linear combination of di as a constant into yi. Okay. So from this you can say that beta 1 cap is a linear combination of yi, and this xi, this